Hello, welcome. This is part 3 of my color along out of Mythographic Magical Earth for my year-long hashtag Mythographic of the Month Club. If you want to join in, it's any Mythographic, any page. You don't have to do the same book or page as me, just whatever Mythographic you worked on during the month. So for this one, I'm going to work on some flowers. I went ahead and did one flower just so you could kind of see the effect I'm going for. I know not everyone is going to love that I did the same color flower as I did background, just in kind of different order. So if you want to spice yours up or make yours brighter, go for it. But if you're following along, this is what I will do. And then we're also going to see if we can knock these rocks out of the way. And we'll see how far we get. So I'm going to pull it in a little. So for my flowers, I'm going to use black grape for my center, raspberry, pink and blush pink, a little bit of cream, and white. It sounds like a lot, but it's really not. Now, the contrast of your flower will be determined by how much of the darker colors you add. I start with a little and bring it up as I go, which is why I have it zoomed in so close, so hopefully you'll be able to see how this comes together here. So I'm going to darken it fairly dark right next to the center. I want a super sharp tip when I'm pulling it out. Black grape is a very soft pencil. It is hard to keep a tip on. Okay. Raspberry is my next color. So I'm going right over that black grape and up a little. Okay, and then I'm going to go pink. I'm not going to go over the black grape too much because I don't want to drag that dark purple all the way to the top of my leaf. So I'm going to try to just get the pomegranate if I can. Now again, this color I used on the background, so in some spots it's going to look like we're blending in, but I think once we get the texture of the flower put in, it'll stand out a little more. This is blush pink, or yes, blush pink. For some reason I was trying to call it light pink. Light pink to me is more of a peach color, so fun fact for you, if you're looking for a baby pink, it's blush pink. Okay, and then I did a little bit of cream on the tips of my flower. And that is our base layer. Now it looks a little rough, but we're going to come in again. So I am going to come back in with this again. Like that. Me and this pencil fight. That's probably why it's so short. It's because I forget how soft it is and get to pressing. I am naturally a little bit heavy-handed, so. Okay, darkening my creases just a little here. Pomegranate. This is why I like to work in layers, because now I can see really how far I want to bring that pomegranate up my petal here. Okay, so just going over it and pulling it up a little. Once I gotta readjust here. Okay. And then with that pink, okay. Now I'm going to take my white and I'm going to kind of start at the yellow And then work my way down and kind of pull those up a little. Kind of just pulls it up in streaks so we get a little more of a flower look. And that is going to be my flower. So there are 2 flowers, and then all I did was take my canary yellow and put the center in. I might put jewels on them at the end. Haven't decided. Okay, so I'm gonna do my flowers mostly the same. Some might be a little more purple, some might be a little more pink, but for the most part, they are all gonna be like that. So I'm gonna do a folded up one right here, so you can see how I'm gonna do those. So this is my, I wanna say purple grape, black grape. I knew purple grape wasn't right, but my brain was just, that's all it wanted to say. Okay. Raspberry. Regular pink. Blush pink. And cream. Now this one I'm going to do the same. I'm going to come back in with my second layer, because that's how we get the nice vibrant flower look. Black raspberry. Goodness. Stumbling over my colors tonight. Maybe it's because I sit and picked these colors, so now I've got too many colors running through my brain. Got them all mixed up. Okay, and then I'm still going to take a little bit of that white, kind of streak that pink up. So I'm going to do another one. Let's do this big one right here. This one has a little more lines built in, so you can kind of follow them. For your darkest raspberry. When you're working on your flower, it's important to make sure it's even all the way around. We don't want this one almost all the way pink and then this one have a big yellow tip on it. Just kind of throws off the symmetric feel of flowers. Regular pink. Blush pink. And cream. Okay, back in with a little touch up. To make sure I got the white out of it. And that it's brought far enough up that when I do the white, I will get some color pulled up there. If you want, you can add a little more pink to it. Like this needs to be a little darker. Right in here. Okay, I'll fix up my center, just make sure it's clean so my yellow is bright. So they're fairly quick little flowers. So a couple of these leaves that are falling. Raspberry, pink, blush pink. Now I put my cream more toward the center so that it wouldn't get blended in with the background colors here. Still looks effective. So I'm going to do that on this one. Alright, so those are my leaves. Up here I'm gonna do, now I'm up here in the darker pink, so if you feel like your petal is blending in too much, I'm just gonna add a little grape to the outside. Follow the same pattern. I have to grab the raspberry. And then I'm just going to kind of blend it out a little so it's not so harsh. Okay, so now for the rocks here. Like I said, basically all my flowers will be the same. So for the rocks, I'm going to use 70% warm gray, pale cold gray, and 20% cool gray, and maybe a little bit of sky blue light or cloud blue. We'll see as I get my colors in here. So I'm going to start on the back side of this line here. This is also kind of where you want to decide if these are going to be dark or if you are going to color them a color like they're glowing. Because I do have some floating up here, I think I can't decide what I want to do either. I think I might color mine purple. So I'm going to leave them for the moment. Everywhere there's little shading marks, I'm just kind of putting some of this 70% warm. Alright, so then we're coming in with medium cold. French grays would be pretty on this too, because it would go with the brown in my deer there. Okay, so see how I'm still leaving a little bit of white? It's going to be for my lighter color. So then I'll take that 20%. We're just kind of blending it all out here. You can base layer with this color if you want, and then come back and shade over the top of it. Because sometimes you do gotta come back and put in your dark anyway, like that. But I always work darkest to lightest. I don't know. Just the way I am. Okay. So just a little bit of touch up there. I think that's gonna be a beautiful rock eventually. Okay, so this is my 70 again. Just kind of darkening around this here curve so it looks a little engraved in the rock. Working around my tree limb here, and I can see where I missed some brown. I just skipped it all together apparently. So I will go back. Remember we used our light umber and chocolate and ginger root on those. Okay, so I'm going to go around the swirls with this gray now. Again, trying to keep them looking like they are indented in the rock. And then I will bring that and you can see where you'll be able to see some of the lines. So I'm going to try to blend those out as much as I can. And then if they still look a little rough, I will come back with my medium and just kind of shade those out. So I'm going to pause for a minute and work on this and then kind of show you what it looks like done. That way you can decide if that's how you want to do yours or not. Alright, so it still needs a little bit of fixing up. I'll have to come back in and of course get some of my rough lines here blended out, but this is going to be for the most part, how my rocks are gonna look. And then I think I will come in with a hot pink of some kind and do the insides of them. Or maybe purple so that they don't blend up here. Got a very rough spot right here bugging me. Okay, so the rocks will be done and the flowers will be done. I'm going to quickly play with this grass down here. So I'm going to take some dark green. I'm just kind of coloring the bottom of the ones that are poking up to start with here. Try not to color the rocks if possible. I think that is part of the rock right there that I just skipped coloring. So I'm going to fill that in real quick so I know what's going on here. Okay, back with my green. So it's gonna look weird at first skipping around like this, but hopefully when I get the next color in, it's gonna come together a little better. I gotta turn for just a second so I can get some of these sideways ones. Outside of the border a little, but I'm going to washi tape anyway. Okay. If you don't want to get a little green on your rocks, you might want to do your rocks before you do the grass. Being I am quickly showing how to do my grass, I'm just going to go ahead and do mine. So we are leaving some. We're not just coloring the whole bottom section green and calling it good. We do want to add a little detail here and there. Okay, I'm going to take lime peel. And kind of circular motions. And I'm going to fill it in. Now if I see spots I don't like, I'm going to leave them for a minute. And I'm going to get this all put in first with this color. Make sure it's nice and blended, no harsh lines, even though it's grass. Still trying to avoid those rocks. Yeah, rocks. Then I'm going to come in with a little bit of apple green. That is not apple green. I want my dark green for this one. And anywhere I didn't like, I'm going to fix up now. there's any right here. Skipped this little grass patch right here. Oh, and I actually colored her little blanket. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good for the moment. I might come back and play with it some more. I usually do these kinds of projects. So that is my grass. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull out and we will see what all we have going on here. All right, so there is our page so far. I like the nice contrast of the gray in here. I like the grass at the bottom, brings it together nicely. I did skip the tall grass on the side over here. I'm also going to do the leaves on my trees with this. So I will do the center of them with the grass or the dark green, and then I will blend it out with that. So that should be done when we come back as well. And then we should just have some birds and some touch-ups and we will be done. That's how my green's gonna look. So I thank you for watching. I hope to see you for the next part. Have a great night.